Okay, so let's take a look at the business expense tracker. So we will be creating monthly tracker here. If you want to add any weekly column or daily, you can do so. But this one I'm going to take with month as one of the columns. So first thing, we will be creating new database. Right now here you can see we'll have to name the database. By default it will have some random table, so I will create a new one. But before that, let me change this name to MyDB, add new table, and it should appear here. Let's close this one, and in this particular area I will be adding the month. So let's edit this to month, save this. Right now we will try and label something other column before we go. So here I will edit this. As you can see, this is drop down. I will just close this. Right here, if you want categories of your particular expenses, can do so. Right, so here I can see categories like salary as one of the expenses. Then I can add marketing, right, and then also add, let's say, sales and rent and miscellaneous other. So these are the categories. We will save this, and if you want to set that as label, use column as label. Right, so now we are free to edit the month as well. So I will edit this into enum and then drop down as choices. So month, here you can see January. I will have to use all the 12 options. So February, then comes March, April, May, and then few more months. Right, so I'll be adding all of them, but if you want to just keep it as text, you can do so. It will kind of save your time. Right, so I will save this. Here you can see row values that cannot be reasonably converted to new type will be left empty. So it may make a time to process all rows. Okay, right, so here you can see you can also add new options if you want. Then we have category appears like this. So here you see you can also manually add this as something like, let's say, add January. Okay, so there is January. I will choose category here, salary. Then here I will be adding this expense. Right, so it will be like number, save this, so it will be like $100. Right, so this is the expense for January month, category this. Right, now the next is you can also add notes. So we add notes, long text or short, we can keep. Right, so this is specific to month. If you want weekly, you can also add one more column, say week. Then here we choose enum, and then again drop down, you can see week 1, then week 2, then week 3, week 4, and then save. Right, now I'll just try and put this after month if I want to, and it should appear here. So let's say for week 1 in January, the category of expense was salary, and expense is 100, right? So once you have this particular table, we will rename this as well in table settings as expenses. Save this. Now I want to create an app using this particular table, so I will go to apps, create app with existing data. Here I will use expense tracker, right? So here once we go project management or even inventory, if you want to have any other title or category, you can go with that. So I will just go with other. Then now within data source, I will choose Appsheet database. Here MyDB as database, and there are two tables. Only expense table is required, so use that and create app. Now what we can do is we can simply go to expense tracker page. We'll change few things including our view. So we go to views and then choose table, so it should appear something like this. You can also group things using category. Here they are choosing salary. I will choose something like different. I will choose expenses as the value, right? Or you can even choose week or month. We'll choose expenses here. If you want something different, you can always go with week. So week 1. So how many things are in the expense will be visible here. Now I'll just save this all, right? Once you have all this, you are good to go. Now view this in desktop view. You can see it is available here, and here let's say if you have category month, week and expense. Now I will just click edit and I can show you what we have done so far. So category is here and all the categories we added. We can always add new one. Then there is month. As you can see, the default is set to January and it can't be changed now. You can change the week if you want. You can always use the drop down. Then you have this expense, right, and notes. You can always save that. Can further fine tune the month January if you want to have it as drop down. Currently it is chosen as the first column as a key and so can't be deleted, right? So you can go here within data and who is the key. So currently we are not using, hopefully, month, right? So now you can always look at the month with the option. You can see if you want to have label, you can have that, then editable, right? So everything looks correct. I'll just check again with app, and with all the new changes you can see we have week within the grouping, then first entry, as you can see, like this. I can add new one, should appear like this. So here currently it is showing January as month, right? This is something you have to change, because once the month changes you may have to make this new change here, right? So this is the part that I will leave to you. You can always find how to do that here, right? If you change this month to, let's say, text, you can always do that, right? And that new change will be appended, right? So now we will run this again. You can figure out creative ways to do that, so I will just show you the easy way. Experiment with the month column here. So click add, month will appear like this. Now if you want to make it like this, just try and find how to do that, right? So this was business expense tracker for both month and week. You can try this on your own within Appsheet.